I'm Leanne McAdoo here with a special health report, and joining me is Dr. Edward Group. He has been in the healthcare industry for 25 years, and he's an internationally renowned researcher and developer, and you're working on a nascent iodine. And that's a big issue with women's health. Men and women, we have a huge iodine deficiency, but it affects women differently than it affects men. Can you talk to me a little bit about some of the issues that women are facing with iodine?
Sure, Leanne. Thanks for having me on. It's a huge issue because the majority of women are deficient in iodine. Women's thyroid glands are about twice the size of a male's thyroid gland. And if you look at the amount of sufferers across the nation and across the world, you're going to see about 6 women to every 1 man suffering from thyroid disorder. And it's all due to the lack of iodine in the diet, and the lack of iodine that's absorbed into the thyroid gland. The reason why women are deficient in iodine is because they produce high levels of estrogen, and they take in a lot of estrogen from milk products, soy products, and it works a little bit differently in women than it does in men. Even though these disruptors cause an iodine deficiency, the thyroid will start sucking in fluoride, chlorine, and block the ability for the thyroid gland to take in iodine. So if I was to take probably 5,000 women out there, close to like 4,900 of them would have an iodine deficiency. And what causes that, or some of the symptoms involved with that, are excess fat around the waist, cellulite around the thigh area, puffiness, low energy levels, hormone disruptions, mood swings, headaches, brain fog, the list goes on and on. But what really is the cause of suffering in women these days is fibrocystic breast disease. You know, when iodine deficiency was first looked at years ago, people were developing goiters. And a goiter is an extension of the thyroid gland on your neck, and it's when the thyroid gland starts to develop scar tissue or cysts on it. Now, what happens is because the ovaries actually produce thyroid hormones, and the ovaries absorb iodine just like the thyroid, as well as the breast tissue, that's why we're seeing a major increase in breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and fibrocystic breast disease, because it's showing the same thing that happens in the thyroid where the goiter is happening throughout the body. So once you put women on an iodine supplement, a good iodine supplement, there's a lot of different ones out there. There's potassium iodide, and there's iodine that are in alcohol-based tinctures, which can actually be toxic to the body. What we've done is created a form of iodine which is non-toxic to the body, and it's in its atomic form. When it's in the atomic form, the body doesn't have to break anything down, and it actually gets absorbed directly into the thyroid tissue. So that's what we're recommending women and children take. Another thing is there's been a lot of problems with infertility, altered menstrual cycles in women, pain with menstrual cycles in women, and not only that, if a woman is deficient, let's say she gets pregnant. If she gets pregnant and her hormones increase, she's definitely going to have a deficiency in iodine, and that can cause spontaneous abortions. That can cause mental retardation in children, so it's extremely important for women, if they're pregnant, if they're nursing, or if they just have a child and they're breastfeeding, to be on extra iodine. It's really one of the most amazing supplements or minerals out there in the world, and yet it's the most deficient in women and men.
And I know for older women, they start to get mammograms, and of course that's going to really heavily radiate the breast tissue, which is terrible. Is this going to, will that help counter that effect, or?
Well, that's another good point. Personally, I recommend that women do not get mammograms, because 2 mammograms of the breast tissue is equivalent to about 100 CT scans, and that is just extremely damaging. And actually, studies have come out to prove that mammograms actually induce or cause cancer. But with the fibrocystic breast disease, think of how many women feel lumps in their breasts, and it's because of an iodine deficiency, and they run to the doctor and they get biopsies. And, you know, there are some false positive rates with biopsies, and who knows how many women, went in because they felt a lump in their breast and then all of a sudden came out and, had cancer, had a mastectomy or something like that, when we're not actually treating the problem. Right. We're treating the cause, we're treating the problem.
And so what about post-menopausal women or women going through menopause? Is there some positive health benefits of iodine?
Absolutely, because when the hormones of women start to fluctuate right around menopause, they're not balanced, because when the thyroid is deficient of iodine, it has a hard time balancing the hormones, and it also has a hard time balancing the adrenal glands and your metabolism, and that's why you put on a little bit of extra weight. But with the studies and with the individuals that we've talked to, or the ladies that we've helped through menopause, what the iodine has done is it's decreased dramatically the sweats, the night sweats, the headaches, all the symptoms that come along with menopause. Another problem that we're seeing is that we're seeing women with huge ovarian cysts, and we're seeing women with polycystic ovarian disease. And the medical solution for that is to do a hysterectomy, or to take everything out of the body. Now that throws off the whole woman's hormone levels automatically. So it's as easy and cheap as getting some nascent iodine, taking some iodine on a regular basis to avoid, if you're a woman and you have tender breasts around your menstrual cycle, that means you're deficient in iodine.
That's most of the population.
Yes, it is. It's like 9 out of 10 women.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a bigger problem than most people think, and it's something that needs to be addressed and looked into by every woman out there. And it's amazing what happens when a woman gets on a good form of iodine and starts supplementing the iodine. I mean, so many things go away. There's women that are putting it on that have breast cancer, that are actually painting iodine around the breast that the cancer's in, and the cancer is going away.
Wow, that's
so
incredible.
It's a powerful anti-cancer or cancer preventative agent too, because once all those toxins get in, iodine helps detoxify harmful toxins like mercury, fluoride, chlorine, bromide, these cancer-causing agents that get into the system. So once you start reducing those and you start giving the organs that need the iodine to protect themselves what they need, then you start eliminating all these problems that women have, and all the trips to the doctor's office, all the mammograms, all the suffering that you're going through with the pain every month, and all the other things just go away.
Right, and then the record rates of children now that are being born in California that are having this high radiation from Fukushima, the water getting over there, and it's incredible. So that's going to lower the IQ. So this could be something potentially that'll help with that and build up your reserves.
How mothers are with their children, and it's a disaster right now with children, and not only on the West Coast, but even as far as Jacksonville, Florida. The plumes of radiation are coming over, and the areas that are getting the most rainfall are putting high levels of iodine-131, the radioactive form of iodine, into the soil, into the food supply, into the water supply. And children are very, very sensitive. They're developing, their thyroids are developing. So it's really important as a mom to start looking at what your child is eating, eliminate all the things that can block the receptor sites like fluoride and chlorine and bromide, which is in white bread. So if your kid is eating bread every day for lunch or whatever, switch to organic and then start supplementing with iodine, because you don't want your kid to grow up with a lowered IQ. And that's the thing, that's exactly what happens. They have a super low IQ, they have a hard time focusing, and then what happens? Then they're labeled with ADD, ADHD, or a special child with autism, when really all it is was they were toxic of fluoride and chlorine and a bunch of other toxic chemicals and deficient in iodine.
So tell me more about InfowarsLife.com and the products that you're developing there, and especially Survival Shield.
Well, Alex looked around and did a lot of research all over the world, and he contacted me because we specialize in producing high-end, high-quality health products that are GMO-free, that are vegan-friendly, that are kosher-certified, and really just the best of the best. And he did an extensive search and talked to me a couple times, continued his search, and then came back to me because we developed a processing method that we could produce the strongest form of nascent iodine in a non-toxic vegetable glycerin base. And that's exclusively available right now at InfowarsLife.com. And I highly suggest not only women, but men as well, stock up on this product because it's something that you really need. You're not going to get iodine in the food, and you're not going to get it anywhere else. I highly recommend everybody stock up on that. I know it's a quick-selling product, and it's very hard to make, and it's a very time-consuming thing to make too. And we're going to be launching a lot of other products too for the Infowars and Prison Planet team and for Alex Jones. And Alex wants to make sure that these are the best products in the world. They're the cleanest products in the world. And starting with the Survival Shield, that is an amazing nascent iodine complex. And when I say nascent iodine, for those who don't know what nascent iodine is the atomic iodine, which is the detoxified, perfect form that your body needs. So your body doesn't have to break it down, it doesn't have to change the form of it, it's usable, it goes right into your system, and it goes right into your thyroid. So I highly recommend everybody go to InfowarsLife.com, check out Survival Shield. Literally, it will put a survival shield around you and your family from a host of health conditions.
And especially women, it's so important. I love that it's non-GMO, but we, especially women of the childbearing age, we contain all the life inside of us. Our future generations are always in our bodies, and so that's why it's so important to build up our defenses, because that is the best way that we can fight control and tyranny, is to be healthy and strong, and high IQs. The future generations need to be intelligent and get off the fluoride. So go to InfowarsLife.com and check out all the great products that we've got there and help support you and your family and protect your health. Thank you so much, Dr. Group.
Thanks for having me on, Leanne.